If you were wondering what that was a recreation of a clip that just shows how Doctor is the most essential part of the team because of how much of a difference he makes in games, as well as his Ubercharge, his healing. You know, the only downside for the medic would really be that his survivability is just really low. So you want to learn how to play Doctor, huh? You know? He's really powerful, and honestly though, he's not as defenseless as you think. Now don't get me wrong, he is really just an easy kill because he lacks his primary strength, but when he's pocketing someone like the Arcanist, the Trooper, the Brute, or the Annihilator, you know, he's basically unstoppable. Now, Flanker is debatable, Marksman, Agent, Mechanic is also debatable, and then other Doctors aren't really the best ones to pocket, but either way, when they can do well, they will help you survive and you can help them survive. So usually in casual games of TC2, you don't see Doctor often, probably because people think they'd be fine without healing, or people don't want to just simply play him because he's an easy target. But overall, there's just a huge difference between a team with a Doctor and without a Doctor. In this clip here, it's a organized team with a Doctor versus a team that's frantically trying to protect themselves and their control points from the team with the Doctor without a Doctor. It's a pretty big difference because if the enemy team is constantly getting healed constantly without having to go and collect medkits all the time, you're gonna have a hard time trying to take them down because, well, none of them seem to die no matter how low on health they get. Now, brute spam is sometimes shown in TC2 because of their huge health pool and their insane damage output, that they're just overall just spam against a team of uncoordinated players to destroy them. But when that's happening alongside a Doctor right beside them, constantly healing them, well, you know, I hate to say it, but spawn camping actually becomes pretty easy when you do that because the enemy team doesn't coordinate nor use a Doctor. I honestly don't understand why nobody had the bright idea of actually playing Doctor so that they can counter, maybe with another brute or like an explosive class, but you know, you can play your own way. But this just really shows how Doctor is just a game changer, and I have many more examples of that too. And so you may suddenly randomly ask me, hey, what is pocketing? Well, pocketing is when you are constantly healing someone and giving them overheal equals they get a little bit more health than they usually would, as well as, well, constantly being healed. Now, if the person you are pocketing gets killed, you get assist for them, and that's how you get points as Doctor. Well, aside from literally going and making a heart transplant on some enemy player. But either way, the best one usually would be definitely the combat classes, but the most common one is the Brute. Mainly because of his huge health pool and high damage output, and just the amount of damage he takes, he's gonna need some care, right? It's really amazing. And you know, if he knows what he's doing and actually has situational awareness, you can go on killing sprees with you and your brute friend without dying a single time because he keeps on handing you sandwiches and makes sure that you survive so that you can keep on helping him. It's passing it on, you know, it's really great. But then, did I forget to tell you about survivability? So have you ever wondered what that percentage in the right corner of your screen is? That is Ubercharge, and once it's at 100 and your medigun is glowing with, I don't know, electricity, it means that you have Ubercharge ready. Now, the Ubercharge actually makes you invincible and invulnerable to damage. So basically anyone you're pocketing and yourself cannot be killed until the Ubercharge is over. Now, this clip may not be the most successful Ubercharges. However, you did see that none of us died until the Uber ran out. As well as you can use it as a defensive tool to, well, protect yourself when you're about to die and there's no teammates to help you, so there's that. Now the Kritzkrieg offers something a little bit more different. While stock Uber may give you the power of invincibility, the Kritzkrieg grants you 100% crit, which is more damage. I forgot how much, but it's definitely a lot more damage. So the person you're pocketing is basically a god. Unless someone else uses the Kritzkrieg Uber or even more stock invincibility Uber on you, you're basically just going on a killing spree with your teammate. Of course, this is really great for crowd control to either fend away enemies or just straight up annihilate them. This is really good for the attacking side as, well, when you're attacking, you want to take down the enemies so that there's no more enemies left to defend, right? Now, this isn't something that you would want to panic and use, because you can definitely die while you are using this. Now, when I say Doctor is usually defenseless, I don't mean like 100% useless when it comes to actual head-to-head combat. Now, obviously, he's definitely the weakest, if not agent, when it comes to head-to-head, but he has a trusty weapon, the Crusader's crossbow. The Crusader's crossbow is not only a great burst healing item, as you can shoot your teammates to heal them, but you can also use for offensive purposes, such as the farther you are, the more damage you do, the max being like around 75. So you don't want to go and getting cocky and thinking that 100% of the time doctors don't know how to fight, although all of the time they do usually run. But when they can fight back, well, you're kind of in trouble, as they can actually kind of snipe you and do quite a lot of damage. So flankers, don't get cocky and just, you know, maybe you wouldn't die in embarrassing ways. What? I'm missing a primary for the Doctor? Huh, I wonder what that could be. So the syringe gun, especially in TC2, is one of those weapons that are just really, really terrible, and I'm not talking about just a stock. All of them are honestly just really, really bad. I mean, you can argue that, oh, they're hit scan, and they don't have a horrible DPS, it's as good as, you know, the SMG for the marksman. Well, you know what, this is the primary, and this doesn't have any supportive roles for your teammates, and it's just the DPS on this is so terrible. Like, the only reason why so many people use it is because it's easier to aim, because hit scan, number one, and number two, I don't think it has any damage fall off. But that also makes so many of these doctors who just use this gun really overconfident in themselves and then just get killed in the process. I thought I could, you know, with my knowledge of the game, could use this somehow well, but nope, no matter how hard I try, this weapon will always be bad. This is why really the only primary that you can use is the crossbow, and despite that, Rolf thought it was a good idea to nerf it into the ground by reducing ammo count for the crossbow, so some people are kind of stuck with this weapon, and it's sad to see that. So you've reached the end of the video. We've only scratched the surface of what you could truly learn about Doctor. I haven't talked about the other syringe guns, which I still would refuse to do anyways. I haven't talked about the quick fix and how it is both underrated and overrated at the same time. I haven't talked about how to choose between which Ubercharges you would want and which medigun to choose. I haven't talked about the melees, like the amputator or the Ubercell. Which should I choose? Really, there's a lot you can learn and do despite only being a class that technically just heals your teammates and then follows up with pushes. So keep on playing the class, keep on learning the class, keep on dying and learning from your mistakes, and overall, this is what it's like to learn to play Doctor. Oh, well, quite the journey, wasn't it? Anyways, this is the final video of the You Want to Play series, and it's been a long journey. I'm actually more excited to finish the series for more of, hey, I want to work on different videos instead of things like accomplishment that I actually finished a series for once this time. Because really back then, I didn't have motivation to even start up the first video, but then, the masterpiece video did really, really well, and that's what kickstarted my motivation and driven me to creating more and more content. So, anyone who's watched this far, thank you. So I'm probably going to release a video after about what I'm planning to do with my videos and my channel from now on. So there's going to be that, as well as another, I'll just explain what videos I want to do in the future. So yeah, Discord server, by the way, a link in the description. Anyways, this was Nav Studio speaking. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time. Bye.